walked in like Friday evening, the sunset on a summer dress. Every head in Rusty's tavern turned to watch her cross the steps. Neon on her shoulders and dust on my old boots. She looks like the road ahead. I'm stuck here with my roots. Too late for daisy red, too young for all my scars. She's sipping on something sweet, I'm buried in this jar. I feel that pull, that foolish spark in a heart that should know best. Too late for daisy red, guess I showed up second best. She laughs with all the locals, even though she's new in town. They're asking where she's staying, I just stare into this brown. My hands look old and weathered on this glass I always hold. She's all July and fireflies, I'm February cold. Too late for daisy red, too young for all my scars. She's dancing in a corner booth, I'm hiding at the bar. I feel that tug, that crazy thought, but I know how this ends. Too late for daisy red, I'm just stories and old sins. Maybe in another lifetime,
baby,
I'd be 20 clean and brave. Ask her how she takes her coffee, walk her home on freshly paved. But this town keeps its secrets, and I've given it my pride. Guess some roads you only dream, you don't drive them past their time. Too late for daisy red, too young for all my scars. She's stepping out into the night in some stranger's borrowed car. I raise a glass to what won't be, to the chances that I missed. Too late for daisy red, too long since I've been kissed. Bartender wipes the counter, says you need another round. I just shake my head and whisper, I could've loved her to the sound of a small town closing early on a man who stayed too long. She was here for just one chorus, I'm the echo of the song. Your hand felt small in my old rough palm, like silk on a well-worn glove. Sunday shoes and that faded blue dress, too young for a man my blood. Lanterns hum on the pine plank walls, dust in the amber glow. You smiled like you'd been here before, like you already knew my soul. We're just slow dancing in the old wood hall. Your hair on my shoulder, I'm trying not to fall. You laugh at my stories, I try to stand tall. But trouble comes easy when the right one feels wrong at all. So we keep slow dancing in the old wood hall. You said you liked old broken and things, records and rodeo scars. I joke that I'm both. You touch my sleeve like you'd map every line and mark. Band plays low and the floorboards breathe. Hearts keep their quiet time. I'm counting years between your eyes and the tremble running down my spine. We're just slow dancing in the old wood hall. Your hair on my shoulder, I'm trying not to fall. You laugh at my stories, I try to stand tall. But trouble comes easy when the right one feels wrong at all. So we keep slow dancing in the old wood hall. If I were younger, I'd steal you away, oh darling. If I were wiser, I'd let go today. But I'm caught somewhere in the swing of your sway, praying this song never ends and nobody calls your name. We're just slow dancing in the old wood hall. Your hair on my shoulder, I'm trying not to fall. World fades down to the rise and the fall of your breath beside me, like a promise I can't recall. So we keep slow dancing in the old wood hall. Fiddle cries soft as they close up the bar. You straighten your dress, say it's not that far. We walk to the night, keep a good arm apart. Two shadows that almost touch, two hearts that went too far. Booth heels in the river sand, at brim low I hold my ground. Sun's leaning on the water like it's following me down. your dress catching every breeze, bare shoulders kissed by fading light. You laugh and skip a little stone, says you're headed out tonight. And this old river just keeps rolling, carries every year I've laid down. Once held your hand through every current, now I just watch the ripples drown. All these pictures on the water, who we were and who you are now. I'm standing in the same old boots at the river, at the edge of town. Say, Daddy, I ain't a child, got my own roads I gotta ride. I see your mama in your smile, you're my father in my pride. I remember your first blue dress, skinny summer in your hair. Now the world's pulling at your waist, and I can't keep you here. But this old river just keeps rolling, carries every year we laid down. Once held your hand through every current, now I just watch the ripples drown. All these pictures on the water of who you were and who you are now. I'm standing in the same old boots at the river, at the edge of town. I've buried friends along this bank, watched my own youth drift away. Never thought the hardest letting go would be watching you turn gray today. Oh, still this old river just keeps rolling, takes the sun, brings back the dawn. If you get lost past that horizon, follow where this water's gone. Every stone we skipped together, every promise we carved in the ground, will be waiting in the quiet at the river, at the edge of town. Hat in hand, the daylight's fading, your silhouette is walking out. I hum a prayer to the wind and water, and let my aching heart speak out. Boot heels on the rail, dust on these old blue jeans, sun sinking low through the cottonwood leaves. You're sitting there so fine, red dress from another time, laughing at a fool like me. On this porch swing yesterday keeps creaking slow, every chain and every board remembers what I know. I was young, you were younger, the world was wide and wild and kind. Now I hold your hand and watch the daylight go, talking about love and the way time walks on by. used to ride all day, chasing pay and painted skies. Thought I had the world by the reins. You said, cowboy, someday you'll trade those trails for this old place. I just smiled and pulled you close again. On this porch swing yesterday keeps creaking slow. Every chain and every board remembers what I know. I was gone, you were waiting, counting stars and railroad signs. Now I trace your neck where that dress dips low, talking about love and the way time walks on by. We lost a few good friends, raised a kid, paid what we owed. Watch that quiet little Main Street come and go. But right here in this soft evening hush, this painted glow, you're 22 again in my old soul. On this porch swing yesterday keeps creaking slow. Every wrinkle, every laugh line tells me all I know. I was wild, you were gentle, you stayed true, I learned to try. Now we sway real soft while the last stars show, talking about love, just you and I, talking about love as the years go walking by. Neon hums like a tired old friend, dust on my boots, same stool again. Whiskey's warm, but it don't reach far, just me and the ghost of who we are. Then she walked in, sundress and boots, laugh like spring in a town of roots, eyes like trouble, soft and wild. She said, is this seat free for a while? One quiet night in Amarillo, hand on my arm, my heart on a string. She talked about places I'll never go. I talked about rodeos and stupid things. We both knew dawn would steal that light, but God, it felt right. One quiet night in Amarillo. She traced the cracks on the bar with a ring, told me her dreams, how she'd leave this stain. I told her about broncs and busted bones, how man comes back, but he never comes home. Her perfume fought the smoke smoke and the rain. We slow dance 'neath the jukebox stain. Her head on my chest, time standing thin. Like the world said, old man, you can feel again. One quiet night, Amarillo, her cheek on my cheek, my hand shaking slow. She smiled like I once did long ago. Lit up the corners I don't let show. We both heard life outside that door, but stayed a song more. One quiet night in Amarillo. Sun threatened blue through the dusty glass. She kissed my cheek, said this won't last. Left with a wave and a take good care. Just an empty stool and her shadow there. One quiet night in Amarillo, her laugh in the smoke, her name in my mind. I ride old highways chasing that glow, knowing some lights are meant to stay behind. I'll die with that barroom in my eyes, her soft goodbye. One quiet night in Amarillo. Just an old cowboy and a borrowed star. One quiet night in a dim, forgiving bar.